Hydraulic fracturing is aimed at raising the well productivity by increasing the effective wellbore radius for wells completed in low permeability formations. In the following slides, I'll discuss the concept of effective wellbore radius and its role in enhancing production through hydraulic fracturing. I'll cover the radial well inflow equation and provide practical examples. The radial well inflow equation shows that the well production rate, Q, can be increased by 1. Increasing the formation flow capacity, KH. The fracture may increase the effective formation height or connect with formation zone with a higher permeability. 2. Bypassing flow effects that decrease the skin or, let's say, near wellbore formation damage. And third, increasing the wellbore radius to an effective wellbore radius, where effective wellbore radius is a function of conductive fracture lengths. The most practical explanation to describe the profound implications of extended wellbores by hydraulic fractures derived from understanding the pressure losses in the area of drainage. Darcy's law states that the pressure gradient in the direction of flow is directly proportional to the velocity. In this equation, the velocity is directly proportional to the pressure gradient. The higher the velocity, the higher the pressure gradient. If constant volumetric rate is assumed in radial drainage regime, the flow velocity is higher at the wellbore. The figure clarifies these facts with actual measurements. The flow velocity at a 6-inch wellbore is 2,000 times that at the entry into the drainage. As stated in the above equation, this indicates that the pressure gradient is 2,000 times greater at the wellbore boundary than at the 1,000 feet drainage from the wellbore. As another practical suggestion, the flow velocity into the wellbore can be decreased substantially. For example, if the wellbore radius increased to 100 feet, the entry velocity into this wellbore increases 10 times than at drainage. This translates to a substantial net increase in flowing pressure by effectively increasing the wellbore radius from 6-inch to 100 feet. In this example, there are some data for an oil well that is located in a field. So the necessary data such as bottom hole pressure, production rate, reservoir permeability, reservoir thickness, wellbore radius, and others are provided so that we can perform the calculation. So the purpose is to calculate the pressure distribution at the start and end of each specified interval using the given data. So the following tables show the intervals and pressure drop for this example after solving this equation for pressure. As shown in this figure, increasing the wellbore radius from 6-inch to 100 feet increases the reservoir pressure from 1,861 to 2,329. This figure indicates that the higher pressure is maintained by increasing the wellbore radius. Such as increase in pressure can be utilized to produce the well at maximum rates and lower drawdown. Moreover, other issues such as sand, water, or gas control problems can be mitigated by pressure maintenance, which consequently will contribute in increasing the economic life of the reservoir. In simple terms, CD, or dimensionless fracture conductivity, represents how easily fluid can flow through a fractured rock. It depends on factors like fracture permeability, K sub F, the width of prop fracture, W sub F, formation permeability, K sub O, and the length of the prop fracture, X sub F. A typical range for CD is between 1 and 10, where the higher values means fluid flows more easily through the fractured rock. So for example number 2, we need to compute the required fracture permeability, assuming K sub O is equal to 10 millidarcy, W sub F equal to 0.3 inches, X sub F equal to 500 feet, and CD is equal to 8. Okay, given the previous CD formula, we need to solve it for fracture permeability. So in this, the first part, we need to actually solve it for fracture permeability, and then given this value, we plug in the value, and then fracture permeability will be calculated. And then this Excel sheet also is provided for you to compute other values.